Hi, welcome to Qi Gem. I'm Gem, and today we're going to do an exercise, a Qigong exercise called 8 Pieces of Brocade. This is one of the most basic forms of Qigong, and it is probably the most practiced in the world. It is very simple to learn and to practice, and is very effective in helping all of your organs stay healthy and energizing you and just helping your qi to flow smoothly every single day. I highly recommend this practice if you just want something simple to do every day. It can take about 15 minutes if you just do each movement once or a couple times. But I also recommend doing it for longer periods of time. If you can do even an hour of Qigong every day, it will completely transform your life. But start small, watch this video, do the movements along with me and see how you feel. Make sure you are staying hydrated now that it's summer and it's warm out. Hope everyone is staying safe. And hope you're doing some good introspection and listening to yourself, into the world, into your body. So let's do this movement. Go ahead and make sure you warm up and do some light stretching beforehand to make sure you are in peak condition to practice with me right now. Let's do it. Now, 8 Pieces of Brocade is one of the most ancient forms in the Qigong library of movement. It is practiced all over the world and is one of the most well-known practices in Qigong. So it's very effective, very simple. You can learn it pretty much anywhere, and you can do it in very small spaces, so it is a great practice. I highly recommend it. So our first movement, make sure you're in your Qigong stance. I want you to remember while you're doing all of these movements to keep your concentration at your Ba Duan Jin if possible. You also want to connect with your limbs and everything later, but and you'll do that a lot in the beginning, but if you can bring your concentration when your movements are more automatic to your Ba Duan Jin, to your center, and move from your center as you move, that's more where you want to be. All right, so first breathe in, bring your hands together, link your fingers, breathe in and turn your palms as you go up, breathing out, moving from your shoulders down. So that's in, and then turn your palms upwards towards the sky. Look up at your palms and release them, spreading your hands out to the ends of the universe and letting energy flow. And one more time, scooping up new, fresh energy, shooting it through your body towards the sky and releasing that energy. And then inhale and exhale, settling that energy through your chest, through your stomach, through your hips, through your legs, your thighs, your calves, your feet, out into the earth, and then bringing up new, fresh energy through the balls of your feet. Now for the second movement. For this movement, it's a bow and arrow type movement, so you're going to be looking like you're doing some archery today, which is always fun. The most effective way to do it is in horse stance, which have your feet out at a 45-degree angle, Only do this if you are feeling comfortable with it. Do not do it if you are feeling any pain. Remember, all these movements can be done sitting down or lying down. It's perfectly fine. So feet at a 45-degree angle, and then make sure your knees are not overextending over your feet. They're just right over your ankles there, sitting nicely, and you're feeling good. Keep your spine straight still. You want to be tucking your tailbone still, chin back as well, and head being pulled up. So we're gonna go kind of up and down a bit as we do this. So just have your feet apart loosely. Never straighten your knees when you're doing this. Just keep them light and loose. If you need to do it up here, that is fine. No problem at all. If you just want to do it at shoulder width, that is perfectly fine. I'll show you how to do it in horse stance if you feel like you want to challenge yourself a little bit, but there's absolutely no pressure to do that. So lift your hands up. Breathe in that new fresh energy and breathe out, having your hands together here, and then breathe in. You're gonna pull this arm back as if you're pulling a bow and shoot this arm out as you lower down into your horse stance. You want to have your fingers be like this. Just kind of goes along with the bow and arrow effect. So breathe in deeply into your dantian, and then breathe out and release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, pulling that arrow back, and breathe out, letting it go, relax, come back up, scoop energy over this way, and bring your hands back together, and breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out, letting that go. Move over to the other side. Bring that energy in. And breathe in. And out. If you can breathe out all the way to the other side, that's great. Breathe in. Last one, and breathe out, scooping over to the other side, breathe in, and out, and in, and release, and slowly bring those feet back together. All right, this next movement, I don't always say the names of all these movements because I like people to have their own visualizations of them, but this one I really do love the visualization of it. It is splitting apart heaven and earth, or separating heaven and earth, and I just think it very much brings you to the idea of yin-yang and how opposites of the earth can coexist and are needed for each other to exist. Remember to embrace all the contrasts in the world as you move through it. Just remember that as you do this movement. You can separate heaven and earth, but we're all together in the end. So we'll just do this with legs shoulder width apart this time. Breathe in, letting your hands form a little ball shape like this in front of your dantian. Breathe in and breathe out, facing one palm towards heaven, one palm towards earth. Breathing out. And breathe in, switching them and coming back to the center. And breathe out. Stretching, separating, moving from our shoulders. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Stretching. Breathe in. Coming back together. Breathe out. Feeling difference of the earth versus the sky and bringing those two back together to energize your dantian. Breathe out. Breathe in. And last one, breathe out. Separate heaven and earth one last time. And come back together. Breathe out. Then inhale, bringing energy to you, and to exhale, letting it flow down your body, down your head, chest, stomach, legs, out your feet, and up back into your feet. All right, the next movement is also going to be done with your feet shoulder width apart. Make sure you're definitely listening to your body on this one, as you can easily strain yourself. It's one of our spine turning movements. So you want to make sure your hips are facing forward if you can, and we're just turning our torsos back because we're massaging those inner organs, keeping them healthy, keeping them energized, and moving energy through them even more. Since they don't have their own muscles, the muscles around them have to help them and move them. So by moving our muscles around our organs, we give them some stimulation, some energy, and that helps us feel healthy. So we'll breathe in, turning to our right for you guys. I'll mirror you. And then breathe out, and you want to be looking at your heel that is opposite from the way you're looking. So we're going to be looking at our left heel for you guys. So breathe in, looking at the heel, and then exhale back to center, and then inhale to the other side, and exhale back to center, keeping loose. Inhale, keeping our movement soft, trying to relax into the movement. Exhale, inhale, turning our neck as much as we can. Inhale, exhale, in. This will be our last one. And release and relax. All right. So for our next movement, it's gonna be done in horse stance again. So again, if you are not feeling comfortable with horse stance, that is perfectly fine. Just do it at shoulder width. It's called turning tail, which I think is also a good visualization because it's really about your tailbone on this one, and you're turning your tailbone and moving it. So breathe in. If you want to go down into horse stance, great. If not, that is fine. If you're just sitting down or laying down, just visualize the movement, that's fine. Just do your best with it, however you feel. Put your hands on your thighs. Now, again, with horse stance, be careful that you're not leaning forward or leaning backward or doing anything too weird. We will be leaning forward a little bit with this movement, but that's why we're being extra careful with it. So make sure when you're centered in your squat, you are keeping your spine straight, keeping your knees over your ankles, not over your feet. All right, so then breathe in, going to our right. Breathe out. Breathe in, moving across, turning our tailbone, and breathe out. Breathe in. Make sure you're breathing all the way into your dantian, not just to your chest. Last one. Very nice. Bring your feet back together. And let's clear that energy a little bit. Breathe in. Shoot some energy out from the earth to the heavens through your body. Breathe in. Hold your breath for 3 seconds and breathe out. Letting the energy flow down through the marrow of your head, your neck, your chest, your stomach, your thighs, your calves, your ankles, out your feet. Let it go. And bring new fresh energy up. And breathe out. Alright, so the next movement is called punching with angry eyes. And I think that's important because this movement is meant to help you dispel a little bit of anger and not let it build up inside you. That's what Qigong is really good for, and I want to invite you, if you're ever feeling any emotions rise as you practice, whether it's fear or joy or sadness or anger or whatever, if you feel those emotions, let them come up. Let them be expressed through you, through your body. If you feel you want to stop in the middle of movements and just have a good cry, go for it. You know, there's no wrong way to do Qigong emotion-wise, and it's really good for expressing your emotions in a healthy way and helping you to relax the tension that they can bring so that you can feel the emotions in lighter and more freeing ways. So that fear is more excitement and drive rather than something terrifying and overwhelming. And anger is a way to also drive you forwards and into action over the things you care about, because there's a lot of things to be angry about these days, and we want to make a difference and we want to move forward. But you know, we want to take care of ourselves as well so that we can help other people and really make the best impact on the world and show more love as well. So, punching with angry eyes. Never do this at another person. If you haven't been practicing Qigong that long, it's not going to do anything. Honestly, it probably won't until after a really long time, until you're a master and really know what you're doing. But anytime you're directing your emotion at somebody, just make sure you're being thoughtful about it and you have healing intentions if you can help it. But just know this is a martial art. You can do damage, so be careful. Don't shoot your energy at people, guys, okay? Just do it at a wall, do it somewhere else, out in nature. Trees can handle it. Just people can't always. People are weirdly delicate, you know, so. This one can also be done in horse stance. I've explained it a couple times, so make sure you're listening to your body. But also you can do it just sitting down, lying down. Punching's pretty simple. So we're gonna breathe in and be done in our horse stance, and breathe out, punching forward with angry eyes. Feeling that anger and emotion shoot forward, and then let it go, and breathe in new calming energy going up, and then shoot energy out again, forward, releasing all that pent up old stagnant energy, and breathe in, turn your hand around, bringing in calming energy. Now we're going to go out to the side to your left, punch out to your left, feel that anger, feel that tension, and let it go, and breathe in, and then shoot it back out, feel that anger, and then and for the last one of this, we'll do both fists. Breathe out, shoot that anger forward, and let it go. Breathe in. And bring your feet back together. Breathe in and out. There you go. All right. So this next one is good for moving energy all over your body. So breathe in, move your arms from your shoulders, letting your shoulders tilt down so your arms can stretch out to the edges of the universe, and up, 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 and then bring that energy down through your head and through your back. So we're going to be having our hands on our back like this, moving down to our kidneys, down the outsides of our legs, and then moving around to the front of our feet and up the insides of our legs, and then shoot up through the center. Breathe out and breathe in, drawing in heavenly energy again to our back. Breathe out, letting energy go down the outside of our legs, around to our feet, and up the inside of our legs. Last one, shoot up and let it flow down. See it as liquid light flowing down through your kidneys, down the outside of your legs, around your feet and up the inside of your legs, back to your Duan Jin. Breathe in and out, settling that energy. And the last one, we're going to do 7 times. So it is simply bringing your feet together if you feel comfortable keeping your balance that way. If not, you can do it shoulder width apart. You can do it sitting down. What we're going to be doing is going up on our tiptoes and dropping down onto our heels to tap them and get energy flowing. So breathe in, lowering your shoulders to raise your arms, look up and stand on your tiptoes, shoot energy out, or actually keep inhaling and then release. And then breathe in and release. 2 again. 3. Breathe in, feeling energy fill you up, 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 and down. Exhale. Letting your arms swing loosely up. And let them fall down. Don't move them by force, just let them float and fling around. And last one, breathe in. Feel the energy of the whole earth fill you. Breathe out. And that was 7. Very nice. Alright, breathe in. Doing a little closing exercise. Circle around 8 times around your Duan Jin, getting smaller and smaller. Seal that energy. Your feet are already together, so we'll go into our bow. If you're wanting to end here, I'm also going to do this routine demonstrating it for you, so if you want to do it along with me at a faster pace without all the explanation. I know I like to explain things, but I feel it's important to understand everything that's going on behind the movements you're doing. So I will also have a timestamp if you just want to go to this the next time you watch it, so you can do it really fast in the future, but now you know what you're doing and how exactly you are making your body better. So I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you want to do it along with me again at a faster pace, great, let's do it right now. Alright guys, so here is 8 pieces of brocade or Ba Duan Jin at a faster pace with no explanation. If you want the explanation, go back to the beginning of the video and I do a whole run through for you. Otherwise, listening to your body and don't overstrain it. You can do this sitting down, lying down, or modified if any of the movements made you uncomfortable, but otherwise, let's go.